try to go back into the.
All right, guys. Another Friday night. We got Scott back, part 2, because he's got so many cool stories. We're waiting to hear from him. He is stuck on mute, so we'll keep going. I was just talking to
still not working.
Larry.
I have zero sound.
There's something muted somewhere. Go
Here.
Go into your settings.
1 second, hold on. I'm already in my settings. I have everything going right here. I'm already
Are
in my
your headphones on?
Mm-hmm.
Turn them off.
Sorry,
and
guys.
turn
We're
them back
still
on.
in the time of working it in here.
Maybe after the
Larry and I were just talking
After
about
maybe it needed to
all the
restart.
people that we've asked to be on the podcast, and it's a lot. I talked to Nick Valente. He's good. Bob Gimlin from...
Happy with you here.
Really?
Hey, what's up, man?
It's good. Hang on. Keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I can't get the headphones to connect. Like, they're connected, but when I put them on, I can't hear anything.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear. Yeah, I can hear you fine just through the computer.
Oh, okay.
Just through the headphones, I couldn't hear for whatever reason.
Yeah. So, Scott, he's back for part 2. We were going over who's going to be on the podcast coming up. Hugh Gimlin, I have not heard back from. Scott, we got you. Nick Valente. Bob Gimlin, not the Bob Gimlin we know. He's a cryptozoologist. He's been on the Rogan show. Still waiting to hear back on that one. William Nighthawk, who I've been friends with for a long time. Adam Davies, Jay Fountain, Stephen Noxium Barros.
I think I got it. Can you hear me?
You got it? Yeah, you're good, man.
Oh, fantastic. I just had to... It's the old-fashioned restart them. It works every time.
Except for I don't think about that until it's already too late.
And it's 30 minutes into the live?
Pretty much, yeah. And then we got Paul Chafin coming in next week. I messaged MK, Davis, and Chris
that'd
Bledsoe.
be a big one.
Yeah. Let's see. Nothing back from Ken Patterson. Ken Gerhardt. Ken Gerhardt's going to be on. Then we got Matt Harvey. And okay, there's Daniel too, Benoit. So
got trying.
All right, what are we going to talk about? And we'll answer all the questions that are in the live podcast.
It's going to be a lot of them.
I'm starting to get more and more comfortable with them not being there.
Yep, it's kind of nice. And then you can just deal with it later. You can answer the questions after the recording.
Exactly. And then I'll just call you, ask the question, and then you tell me, and I'll put
I'll just be the answer guy.
Yeah, exactly. So, anything else new going on? I know that the Patterson Gimlin thing is still
going
crazy, but not as much.
Is the recent influx of sightings in Ohio? There was like 9 of them in like 4 or 5 days.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're good. There was like 8 or 9.
I was going to ask you about that. What you thought of that? That's a
I think it's seasonal.
One
seasonal
time
migration.
in one area, you know.
Yeah,
it's a seasonal migration in my opinion, because this time of year, it's springtime, fish are spawning, that sort of thing. I think they're headed this way, and people are just catching them when they're traveling.
They're thinking maybe that asteroid or whatever it hit there.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was actually after the sightings, though.
Got out done.
Was it after?
Mm-hmm. I would believe they'd probably sense just like other animals, but probably heightened even more than your regular animals.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, no matter how you look at it, a migration pattern of 9 Sasquatch, that's ridiculously large, varying sizes. And if it's 9 of them, it's probably not the same clan. Clans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably like 2 clans.
Yeah. Yeah, and that alone seems kind of iffy. I don't think I've ever heard that. But who knows?
It's a sign to the times, man. Look at all the weird crap going on. Like, it's nothing to have a sighting of a cryptid or something anymore. It's becoming like mind numbing at this point.
Like paranormal.
Yep.
You go into a hotel and boom, it's right there.
Exactly.
Oh. Yeah. So, all right. New stories. I was trying to remember. I was going through the pictures. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you and everybody else that the pictures that he has sent me won't go on because I'm not paying the $79 fee. So they don't say that, but there's a couple things that just you got to pay the money for in order to receive it. Oh yeah.
StreamYard charges to put photos up.
Yep.
It's like,
no, you have to have that.
So
you have to
they
have
charge
the
if you
$79
want to put
plan.
a video clip up or a photo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to buy the $79 package to do so.
Good Lord.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think so. But so Scott, what's going on with you, man?
But
What's
I mean, with your permission, we could share them with our groups.
Yep, feel free.
That
Share
we
with all of
have,
them.
and they would
Scott,
appreciate
you put them up?
it. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, Scott, did you put them up?
The photos?
Yeah.
There's a
In the
bunch
Wrangler
on the
group?
Urban Bigfoot page, but I think I put quite a few up in the Wrangler group too.
Oh, okay, cool.
I know you got like
thought
10 other groups too, so I'll let you disperse to the other Wrangler groups.
Trust me, I know. That was the mistake with going with 5 groups. Thank God I had Larry helping me.
Like, how many members is it now? I mean, you got to have like 200,000 members or so or more between all the groups.
Oh, between all the groups? It's not much. We're probably, I don't know. Larry, what do you think? 30?
I don't know. Daryl's group's got
30?
almost 70,000 alone right now. Daryl Denton's group.
Yeah.
Oh,
his Bigfoot. Yeah, he's getting right at 70,000.
Yeah. No, yeah, because he's been doing it for a long time.
That's
since the 80s.
That's pretty good accomplishment.
Yeah, he's
still growing.
He's right around the golden era of Bigfootery. That's where Daryl's from.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
you know, this month I probably messaged 30 people and asked them agree to the rules and answer a few questions, and we can approve your request to be a member of the group. And as I every time forget it. Don't
I see that every morning.
You probably don't want somebody that's not going to agree to the rules and answer a few questions in your group anyway.
If you can't take a couple, and that's what Paul Chafin had told me, is like, if you can't take a couple minutes to answer the questions, we don't want you. So,
or at least agree to the rules, you know, read the rules and agree to them. But
you have to.
I've never had to do that in any other group.
Yeah. Well, and then he's the only one that okays them.
He will in ours because we don't want no trolls.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was tired of that, and he was way ahead of us.
I mean, it's going to happen sometimes. They're going to slip through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's.
What they don't realize is by engaging with us even that way, that just gets us more traffic. The algorithm doesn't care what you say. It just cares that you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have David Stafford in chat. Our last guest. Well, there's 2 of us.
Okay. You know,
so,
as an example, you know, one time a new member was getting ready to, she was in the process of sharing an encounter that she had with the Bigfoot along the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some guy just in there and started saying, "Oh, you're lying. You didn't see Bigfoot. You seen the bear," and yada, yada, yada. And I messaged him right away. I said, "Did you not read the group rules?" I said, "The reason why people won't share stuff like that is because of people like you." I gave him a warning and suspended him for 3 days, and he just left the group, I guess. So, but
you know, I've never suspended anybody. I've just kicked him out directly.
Did you hear that, Larry?
I've never suspended. I don't suspend anybody. I don't even give warnings. You bring crap to my page, you're gone before I even approve the post.
Yeah. And I was like that until Larry took control, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll talk to him." Okay, that's cool if you want to.
Sometimes people can be redeemed, and they get it, and then you might even open their
I
mind a little
don't
bit.
give them, any warning. If they do that kind of stuff, they're out.
Yeah.
Automatic now.
I mean, they know what they're coming here for. They know the group. They know that some of these groups have rules. And everybody had said, "Oh, well, I never saw the rules." Well, guess what? They're posted every single day now. So if you didn't see it,
every day,
and you broke one of the rules, you're gone. Every single morning, it's posted. It's sad.
We might lose one. We might lose one potential member, but we'll gain 20 for being like that. So
exactly. Yeah. If they're leaving, they got no place there anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're really coming to the group out of genuine interest and curiosity, sure. But if you're just coming because you're bored and you want to troll, I mean, we have enough scrutiny and BS in this field as it is.
And we're getting more because of the Patterson Gimlin film. But
dude, honestly, like I said, I can't say anything until I see it, but I'm going to tell you right now, that somebody 60 plus years later is now looking to profit off of a 1967 film by making a fake reproduction or remake inside of a safe. Suddenly it shows up after the field of Bigfootery skyrockets. No, this is a cash grab.
Well, and when I was talking to Ronnie LeBlanc, he was telling me, "Oh man, this happens every 5 years. Don't even worry about it." I was like, "Okay." And Russell, I haven't heard back from. I kind of asked him. I go, "I already know what you're gonna say." About he's good friends with Bob, and I know what he's gonna say, but I kind of left it open for him to say something like, "Oh, probably exactly what Ronnie said." But
you know what though? Bob's 95 years old. Do you really think the man has anything to gain from lying about this when he's the one that paved the way for us, basically?
Well, and that's the crazy thing is
he blazed the trail for everybody.
Oh, yeah. And and then like we were saying, you got him out there being accused of killing Patty's whole family, and there's blood rushing in the stream. And on
what the hell? Where did that come from?
That was the one I approached Russell with, and I'm like, because I heard it on a podcast. I'm like, I'm gonna ask Russell on it, and he's like, "She's a nut. She's just in for the money." Her name is Bobby, and basically, the reason Patty was looking back and around because she was afraid that she was going to be shot or that something was going to happen, or so the rest of the clan was just supposedly massacred. And when you do look into one of the pictures on Todd's, basically he shows that little wash where it's at, and it's red, but it's also been the photos have been copied over and over and over, and every time you do that, you lose more of the colors. So
see, I kind of feel like that's like 2 or 3 different narratives in one, because I do know there's a story similar to that, but not that huge embellished version, that there was some sort of Sasquatch execution or something taking place that day, and they just happened to catch her fleeing from the scene. I never heard all the details about, the whole family was killed and all that kind of stuff. That's that's somebody looking for ratings. You know what I mean? That's views.
Of course. And then you've got Clint Patterson. So money, handouts, free handouts. But
how can anybody believe the Bob Hieronymus suit is even anything close to the detail that that thing showed actual muscle definition. You could see where the hand was, where the fur was rubbed in from her hand brushing past from all the walking. Like, it doesn't get more legit than that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
What the hell?
You would think.
You know what? I've talked to 7 or 8 different people that has actually seen that film.
Yeah.
The new one, documentary, and they said it doesn't prove
not
shit.
Even close. Yeah. Well, if you think about it,
the Hamilton film, whatever, he's in our group. He said he's seen it, and he said from what I've seen on that capturing Bigfoot, it doesn't prove nothing. It doesn't prove it's a hoax or nothing like that.
Well,
and then he said that as a
The
producer
suit-
and an editor of film, he said, I can take any kind of word I want, put it in, and take whatever word I want out.
And
make
they already
the person,
did that with the AI.
Yeah. He said it seemed like this person is saying, whatever he wants.
But if you think the suit that they were wearing,
and editing, they could.
Yeah, if it was a suit that they were wearing, 60 years on it. How well do you think something from the 60s that's made by fabric, which isn't even, synthetic fabrics, and then you wait 60 years later and you bring out a tore up suit? Or I had also heard that Roger had lit it on fire. So I'm curious to see if they even have anything remotely close to
the original suits, what they said, but that's just hearsay. Nobody's seen him doing it.
So, hypothetically, let's give him the benefit of the doubt for a second. Let's say it is fake. Obviously, we know it's not, but let's say it is. That does not change the fact that they exist. One piece of evidence,
that doesn't change all the encounters.
Even if it was, who cares?
And
in my honest opinion, the PG film is not the best one. In my honest opinion, I think it's in the top 3, but I think the best one is probably Paul Freeman.
Yeah, and he's got several.
He does. Paul Freeman, Scott Carpenter had plenty of great shots.
Yeah, well, T-Carp is actually reposting some of the things, I guess, that he had learned from his father. Yeah, and so I mean that's they're all pretty cool. I mean, but Scott Carpenter and Freeman tapes are without a doubt hands down.
Oh yeah,
there's another one, the Harley Hoffman footage. Check out the Harley Hoffman footage.
Harley Hoffman?
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's a really good one, man.
It sounds familiar.
The fur shines, and this is before AI was really a thing. So honestly, the hair shines in the light in the video, like the way that something moving would create like light shadows. When you look around it, people get so focused on the Bigfoot. What you really want to pay attention to is everything else around it.
Oh, I see which one. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That one's compelling, to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty good.
Back to the Patterson Gilman film, they talked to the guy that's the top dog back in there in Hollywood effects and costume and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Watched the footage.
That was a good.
He said, no way. He said, we can't make no suit like that. No way. Not back in.
Not even in the 80s could they make a suit like that. Or I think it was until the 80s. Then they made that elastic, where it fits to contour your body. That's the 80s. That's 20 years ahead.
Well, let's look at it for a second too, right? When you looked at like the quads, when you looked at the legs in the Patty film, imagine the size of the legs the dude in the costume would have to get that costume to even stretch to look that realistic. You would have to be like Tom Platz or Lou Ferrigno to pull that off.
Well, that, and you got the feet too. You can see the bases of the feet. So if it was a suit, it would, kind of jiggle as they're walking. Larger feet. So there's no way you can contour something like that. And
nobody that has an arch in their foot would be able to walk as fast as she did controlled in that video, because there's no toe lift off. She's just constant stomping.
It's just back and forth. Yeah.
We make it look deliberate when we even try. You know what I mean? You'd have to practice for 20 years to get that down.
Yeah. That mid-tarsal break, you can't fake that.
No, you can't.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just think we'll find out there's a big money grab, because they were going to put it up on Plex, and then all of a sudden,
now it won't be till next
before
month.
It got released. They started hearing all kinds of. I think they pulled it out of fear.
They pulled it.
Like, hey, if they can't prove it.
Well, even
the rebuttal you're getting for that.
Yeah, Roger and Bob, they were talking about, or they never made anything on any of that film. I'm sure they've made, $100 or something like that over the years, but they made no money on
the
that
question: why would they fake it if they never profited off it whatsoever? People
Exactly.
lie to steal credibility and to make money.
Yeah.
These were just two dudes that had no idea the footage they had would actually go
to the
viral
top.
and amazing as it did.
Oh yeah.
They're saying in the 60 years they might have made total profit off the film $600,000 in 60 years. That's nothing.
Dang.
Not much at all. And
That
Roger
is
died
nothing.
what, 3 years after that? So everything would have gone to Bob, but
Bullshit.
as far as I know, they didn't make any money on that. So, but yeah, no,
they couldn't even afford the camera. They had to rent the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
You think they had
rented
money
it,
to have
it
a
was from the
suit
play.
designed, and it
Yep.
just
Yeah.
they were broke.
Yeah.
Hey, what does Ron have to say about it? Ron Moorhead.
You know what? I
haven't got to ask him about it.
Yeah. No, I totally forgot about that.
I'm sure he's got a thing or two to say about it for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many people that it's interesting that the people that are saying, "Oh, hey, it's always going to be Bob and Roger. That's just the way it is," Well, I don't think that's going anywhere.
I'm sure he had his share of critics when he released the Sierra Sounds. I'm sure he had his share of critics, and people were going, "Oh, that ain't."
That's why he got that Navy linguist to come in.
Yeah,
and he said, "No, that is a full conversation between two whatever." He said that's you can hear the question in the end of the voice. You can hear certain where they stop and then they start back up speaking again, samurai chatter, stuff like that. But no, I totally didn't even think about that.
Have you ever heard it say? I mean, samurai chatter. Think about that. I've heard it, and I've looked it up a little bit. Did some research that Sasquatch can speak 7 languages, and if you think about that, there's 7 continents. Samurai chatter is probably a form of Japanese mixed with some sort of primate type language that they had.
I didn't even think of that.
You know what I mean? It makes sense. They have their own grunts and groans, but they also have the ability to understand what we're saying as well.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to a guy, and what I'll do is I'll entertain somebody's idea and then keep an eye on it. But if somebody else comes in and says, "Hey, I heard this," and it corroborates, where it's at, then I'll go a little bit farther and go, "Okay, so this might be something." So, yeah, I mean, it's just easier to break it down that way. And one of the guys said that when they speak, they breathe out, and they can speak and breathe in. Well, we have to breathe in order to use that oxygen to speak. Yeah. And so they said that's why you got the high end of the what do they call it? Gosh. The high end that we can't hear and the low end that we can barely hear. That's where you get that chest, that grumble type sound. And I was like, "Hey, yeah, that's pretty interesting." And then I heard another guy say it, and I'm like, I wonder if this is, real. A third guy said it 2 weeks ago. And he said that you could see him breathe in and speaking, and then breathing out and speaking. Or I'm sorry, we have to breathe out to speak. So that makes complete sense with those higher rumbles or lower rumbles and those higher, what do they call them? We can't hear it, but they can. So
it's got the high decibels or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hertz. Yeah. Hertz and decibels. So, but yeah, no, I got that 2 weeks, and I've been thinking about that for a week. So it's like, yeah. But what's going on with you, Scott? Can't even talk.
Oh, man.
You got anything good?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, we just had another sighting here a few days ago, about a week ago. Yep. It wasn't like widely publicized. We had one here in May of 2025 that went viral. BFRO approved it, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was deemed credible. And this most recent one we had was in that very same area.
Yeah, really.
Marshy wetlands, all that kind of stuff is back there. So it's prime location for Sasquatch. And not to mention it connects to Lake Erie and all the other green belts. You could essentially travel and never be spotted
for miles and miles.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Harvey had said that out here in Black Star, they run the fault lines. So the California fault that runs from all the way from northern California all the way down past here, and a lot of them are above 6 feet. So they walk within that fault line, and you can't see them; they're covered. So that could be a lot too. Well, I'm not sure if the fault lines out where you guys are at. I know the California ones are nuts. You guys
we have out here. We have a lot. Not really. I mean, we get earthquakes from time to time, but nothing like Cali does.
Yeah,
and it's usually underwater when they happen here. It'll happen like off the coast of Lake Erie or something, like right around the middle of it. We've had a couple over the last few years, but nothing real serious. But what we have here are culverts, like massive 8-foot wide culverts. All the drainage ways connect, and guess what? That connects to tree lines. That connects to woods. They empty at game trails. I mean, this is a prime way to travel in a subterranean way and not be spotted, and pop out where all the deer and stuff are already at, because everything is sharing that water source. Because at some point it ends, and then it just becomes an area where the frogs and all the deer and stuff walk up to drink from anyway. So they know they're reconning these, and I think that's how they travel, and that's why we'll find activity but no tracks because they're going underground.
Yeah. How about you, Larry? You got any fault lines that are out there that could possibly be used as a travel way?
There's some that cuts through Indiana, the Madrid fault lines. I think that's what they're called.
Yeah. And we got to have
but I think
Matt here too, because he's like you, Scott, just a wealth of knowledge, which is just amazing. I mean, I think when he came back out here and we went out Black Star, we probably talked like 6 hours.
It's not hard to do. I mean, to be into this kind of stuff, it's never something that we really chose. It kind of chose us when you really think about it.
Exactly. Yeah. And all my friends are going,
it was more than a passive interest.
Yeah. And everybody's like, why that? And I said, I don't know. Just
and then you're showing them pictures of stuff that your brain can't even possibly understand. And they're like, okay, what's this? And they're blown away.
Yeah. But then they're always thinking in the back of their mind it's fake too. And this AI is killing us. I mean, we got so many
honestly, dude, I think some of it is. They're getting better. I'll give them that. But when you really look at it, in the AI, when they're making like the Bigfoot or the fake, this so-called mermaid thing we found in the lake, like they make it so ugly and grotesque and all that you're so focused on the animal that you're not paying attention to the fact that when it swims, there's no ripples. There'd be ripples if it were a real fish.
Yeah.
It's coming across the grass. The grass would be getting pushed down. Water would be coming off the lizard. These things climbing the trees. There's a gap this big between the feet and the tree trunk. Like, they added it after the fact.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to look for the details,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Larry, Scott, you were saying something about a mermaid out there by you?
Oh, no, I was talking about like a mermaid video. Like, the mermaid videos that you see all over the AI ones. Like, look what I found when I was out deep sea fishing. And it's like, no, we know you made that. You know what I mean? You made it so obvious to stare at that nobody's going to pay attention that the water's not rippling or anything like that. Oh, you guys see this mermaid? Most people are going to get drawn to the creature, not its movement.
Yeah. Yeah. I never thought much about mermaids and stuff. In fact,
they are cryptid though.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the old pirate and sailor days, man. There's so many documented cases of mermaids. It's ridiculous.
It's weird. We have one of our members. think it's Katie Elizabeth, and she does all the water cryptids. But she's
okay.
also out in Cassie, or out really deep diving into Cassie, and she's in that 14 magazine. She's been in a couple videos. She's got a couple documentaries that she's worked on. She's done a lot of work, and she is the only person I know that does that. So we'll have to see if we can get her to come on too. It'd be kind of fun.
See, ever since I started getting into like all the books of Enoch, they talk about mermaids in Enoch. All the cryptids that we have now are mentioned in the books of Enoch.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. And all of them are products of a violation of the basic laws of nature that God intended. So we have the fallen angels doing what they can because, hey, God gave us these magic powers. Let's do whatever the heck we want with them. So let's make these animals and these cryptids and hybrids that aren't supposed to exist. And that's why we have jackals and mermaids and all this stuff that we've made movies about. If that's the way you believe, for me, that's the way that makes the most sense. And coming from my research being usually from a Christian perspective, that's the way I can keep it going. You know what I mean? There's no dead end with my research coming from a biblical perspective.
Oh yeah, totally get it. Wow. Jeez. And Michael, we need to have him on too because he's also doing research on the dinosaur cryptids, which is interesting because I never even thought of that. But he's been looking into it, so I've been meaning to talk to him, but it's just been a nightmare lately.
Dude, I get it.
All right, we got a question for you.
Let's hear it.
Have you ever heard? You want to answer this one, Scott, and then I'll have Larry do it?
Sure.
Have you ever heard of a Bigfoot following up on travel habits following human travel paths?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What do you think there? You got?
Yeah, that's a path of least resistance thing. You know what I mean? Exactly. Why would I cut my own trail when there's a perfectly good one right here? I mean, why do the Squatch follow the game trails? That's where the deer go. It's an already existing thoroughfare. And I would think that's why if Sasquatch are using human pathways, that's exactly why they would do it. That's why, and I think they're creatures of habit that way. They go back to what they remember and what they know. And that's why they use railroad tracks and stuff to travel because they're endless. I mean, look at the sides of a track. It's 12 feet down. I mean, you could walk right down and not even see something down there.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, there's so much forest and everything. I think I was watching a movie or something, and you could see this Bigfoot step behind a tree. You do not see them after that. So, the branches and stuff, the needles come down so low, you wouldn't even know. I mean, they could take out a deer. They could take us out. So, travel. Is it for contact possible? Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Eric, you guys can see Dave's questions?
I can't see the questions. I can see your closed captions, but I can't see his questions.
There we go. Oh,
let me try to zoom in on it. Hold on.
That's what that button does. Jeez.
Oh, there's questions. Look at that. All I had to do was zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, Dave was on. What was it? He was last week. I think he was on last week. It was a good interview. He really knew. So
he had encounter, Bigfoot encounter with his family, no less.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people that are going to end up being on here, so it's going to be awesome. Yeah,
he sent us. David sent me a photo off a trail cam. You can see a Bigfoot, and then Daniel thinks he sees another Bigfoot, and you can see a dog man too. And they're standing.
And, I mean, you could
in the woods watching deer feed in a field.
Yeah.
I mean, I think our problem is too, though, like when you're in the woods investigating, everybody tends to focus on eye level stuff, right? We
Oh
have these
yeah.
things up in the trees. They have the scouts watching every corner of the forest, letting the other members of the clan know where we're at. And not to mention, like, if you look at a trail cam video and there's, it's nothing but a deer, zoom in past that. You might see some eye shine right out of range. And just because these things are 8, 9, 10 feet tall doesn't mean that's how high the eyes are going to be. The experiences that me and Jake have had, these things crouch when they observe you. So they're crouched down, primate gorilla style, and they use like the horizontal fallen trees to cover while they kind of peek over. So when these things step up and walk out, you're adding 4 more foot to this thing.
Oh yeah.
So you have to kind of look where you wouldn't think they'd be, and we're getting better about looking up as well, because a lot of times weird crap happens up in the trees too.
Oh, that dog man we saw was 30 feet up. There's no way. Yeah, it was crazy. So
I'm really glad we don't have a whole lot of those in this area.
Apparently, we have a ton of them now, but as of recent.
Yeah, which is interesting. Military interest. Why, it sounds like a biological project to me.
Yeah,
not a naturally occurring dogman or lichen.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that because we were talking about Camp Pendleton, where they do all the training and everything there. They've got like hundreds of miles that just go all the way from the beach all the way back up over to Riverside or Elsinore, then Riverside. There's been a couple of podcasts I've heard where people have said that, we were at Pendleton and we were, training and whatnot, and this thing just stood right up. We didn't even know it was there. So it's out there. It's out there. So
something we've only touched on a little bit, the Kandahar giant.
Yes. Me and Larry been studying giants for God, how long? We were interested in it and
months.
We started, you remember Larry? All the redheaded giants.
Last year,
Lovelock Cave. Lovelock Cave.
Found up a lot of stuff. Yeah, Lovelock Cave. The Indians that trapped them in there.
Florida's
Smithsonian's supposed to have a lot of giant bones, but they come up missing. We lost them.
Yeah.
So what happened was they went to the Smithsonian. They originally did find large, like 8-foot femurs and stuff like that. And they took them to the Smithsonian, and the legend has it the Smithsonian basically moved it all out and covered it up by the guidance of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church was like, we can't be telling the secrets and the origins of the real world. We have to keep people classroom taught. We can't teach them the real secret history of how things came to be. I mean, look at those tunnels, those tubes they found under the Great Pyramid. They go down like 2,000 feet. We still don't know where the hell they go, but it took thousands of years to discover that.
Yeah.
Old mysteries still have a lot of chapters to be read yet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and from what I understand, the Vatican has got a live Bigfoot, dead Bigfoot, and a dog man or cynocephaly, I guess, as far back as then. But
which that would have been what, ancient Egypt, Greece times?
Yeah. But India is one of the main places for the cynocephaly. I mean, there's so much on it right now. I'm surprised that other people.
We're talking pre-Iraq, like Mesopotamia, ancient Sumeria.
Between 7,000 and 10,000 years ago.
Okay.
So it was Sumatra or something like that. Sumatra and then Indonesia and some of these other ones, but I mean, there's so much
mystery about
anytime
Bigfoot
something
too, though,
unnatural
man.
found like that, the Vatican swoops in and gets it.
Yes.
Well, they're horrible. Between that and the Smithsonian,
we'll never know if the Ark of the Covenant was ever found, because if it was, they'd have it, and they'd cover it up.
Yeah, there is rumors that they do have it. So.
Actually, I think the current running legend of where the Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia, and it's in some sort of ancient sect of monks guard it,
right.
and it has radioactive energy. So these guys that spend their lives guarding it usually end up dying pretty quick because they're getting cancer.
Yeah,
allegedly from this arc. It's crazy. I think
I forgot I had heard
Expedition
that.
Unknown with Josh Gates actually talked about it briefly.
Yeah, because they let him go down
and shout out to Josh Gates. He's super cool.
Yeah, 1 by 6 mile underneath the Vatican. That is all storage. Those are all the old books. Those are all the old, fossils and stuff. But you got, oh, sorry, step on the dog. But yeah, I mean, and I heard this, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, but the reason they lose these is because they auction these bones and all this stuff up, and who buys it? The 6 families. So you can end up having a piece of history and just go, oh, that is so cool. And then you can go into some guy from BlackRock into his bathroom and he's got something hanging off the sink or something like that. But those guys buy it, and that they pretty much in turn own the Smithsonian and a few others too. So
I mean, crazy. Just knowing that alone throws up 25,000 red flags.
Oh yeah.
Like, why would BlackRock be affiliated with the Smithsonian, and then suddenly the origins of humanity and giants existing is now brushed under the rug? Like, now you guys are going to believe the way we programmed you to.
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of that guy that he was on Rogan too? I forgot about that. It's a guy, and he was gold mining out in Alaska, and all of a sudden he was coming across these mammoth tusks, and then there was like 1,000 of them. And so the Smithsonian came out, flew out, checked them out, and said, okay, those are perfect. We'll go ahead and put those in the museum. Gone. Completely gone. Then the guy says, I found out what happened to all those tusks. They're in the Hudson Bay. All they did was open a door and slide them all the way out into the water. So they're there. People are finding them. So that's another thing.
All they did was try to move history out to the ocean? Like, you really think that's going to hide it?
Nope. I was the same way. I'm thinking.
The black budget must have been pretty low back then.
Yeah, exactly right. Oh, I guess I thought that was me. But yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of crazy, especially with the Vatican. If you guys get a chance,
it's fascinating. The archives alone have 10,000-year-old scripts and scrolls that nobody's ever read, all that kind of stuff. Like, for the longest time, there was a rumor too that Lucifer himself was imprisoned down there underneath
the Vatican.
Yeah, under the Vatican, but it was under St. Peter's tomb.
Yeah. Well, that's that 1 by 6 mile long thing underneath the city where they can house anything. They've got their own humidors.
It could be bigger than that.
Yeah. I'm sure it's grown since then. But yeah, that where the devil lost the fight is where they put the Vatican. So where that fight
got the ark hidden in there somewhere.
Yeah. Well, and Josh Gates, he was talking to them, and he said, "Hey, can I go down and see this piece of, the cross that Jesus was on?" And they're like, no. Finally talked him into it, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, like that big." I'm going, "Where's the rest of it?" I mean, you can keep that. David's got some more questions.
Sure.
Just wondering if it's a contact thing.
Oh, like Bigfoot following human trails as a way to try to talk to them?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, it could be, I suppose, but I would think that mostly it would be because it's an already existing way to get somewhere. We walk it. It's just as good for them as it is us. I don't think there's any real preference with it. Now, if one was curious, sure. I mean, when you're out there, you're being followed whether you know it or not. I mean, that's why Scott Carpenter started carrying the GoPro on his back. Because you're catching everything crossing behind you as well. So Honestly, I think it's just because it's easier. They're like us. Why am I going to build a house when there's already a perfectly good one over there? You know?
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, you're right. You can get followed for miles before you even notice, or if you're walking into their living room.
That's pretty easy to do, considering it's the
Yeah.
entire forest.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God we got those walking paths.
Exactly.
All right. Grayling, Michigan is a training base in mid-Michigan, and they've had sightings.
Yes, I used to hunt there right next to it in Crawford County because I'm from northern Michigan. I'm actually from Mayo.
Oh, God.
And
Yeah.
Camp Grayling
I'm
was
sure.
15, 20 minutes up the road.
Man.
Yeah, you're in Michigan too, aren't you, Scott?
Yep.
Oh, you really?
Okay,
Yep.
that's where David's from, Michigan.
Well,
That's right.
Now, see, that makes a lot more sense now too. I like it.
Yeah. Grayling.
Where he
one last
captured
question.
the trail cam picture. Actually, 30 yards
for
from,
Dave?
or not 30 yards, 30 miles from the Manistee National Forest.
That's
which
right.
is over 2 million acres. There are literally places in the Huron Manistee National Forest that nobody's ever set foot in. And that's exactly where the last, I would say, wild Sasquatch probably are. One of the last few feral wilderness places. Most of them are getting naturalized because we're infringing on their territory.
Yeah.
So we're going to butt heads a lot more now, you know?
Definitely. What's up, Larry?
That's the origins of Dogman, too. The first recorded encounter in 1887 of a Dogman was in Michigan.
Wexford County, to be exact.
Yeah, that's
Wexford,
it.
Yep.
Yep, Wexford County, Michigan.
One last question.
2 loggers.
The sighting of Bigfoot are their way of contacting us? I mean, we traded with them for hundreds of years. So I could see it. I mean, we run into them. They're more afraid of us than we are of them. And a lot of people, don't agree, but that's fine. I mean, but they've got lookouts, they've got juveniles that are out messing around so that people will, see them and they'll walk away or whatnot. And
you'll see those tree breaks. Like they'll be the twist breaks, but they won't be the standard 7 or 8 feet off the ground. They'll be like 3 or 4, like something just walked along and pushed it over.
Yeah.
I have a theory that's the juveniles. I think that's how they're being taught by the elders.
Yeah.
I think some of the teepee structures we find that they don't look like anything staying in them, but they still look like deliberate constructs. I think that's them being taught. So I think we're looking at training grounds and stuff when we're out there too.
That's what Matt was saying too. He's like, the juveniles are out here, they're messing around. We could hear them in Black Star, and it was really cool. But that's exactly what he was thinking too. The juveniles are all in the front. They're faster. They're stronger. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah.
The juveniles, I think they're the ones that really, you hear so many encounters of campers. I think they're the ones that come around the camp messing around and, exploring.
They're mischievous. They're pranksters. The little guys are.
Yeah. And then they also run or make a sound and protect the family, get them up and out of there. And then if it comes down to it, the patriarch is going to meet you halfway. Nature. Yeah. There's so many cool things about it. So
because it doesn't stop. I mean, think about this. This is wild to think about. We think about Bigfoot. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Montana, Colorado, Pacific Northwest, obviously more probably above all. But what we don't think about is the spots where we don't hear about sightings. There's been a sighting in every United State except Hawaii.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And every country except for Antarctica, too. So
and it makes you wonder if the world really is bigger than we think it is.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, Pacific Northwest," and they're seeing Sasquatch all the time. All the way down near me. But now you really don't see much. So everything's on the East Coast. Right where you guys are. Michigan, stuff like that. So,
but I mean, why
Midwest,
wouldn't they be in Hawaii? It makes you wonder. Like, sometimes that crosses in mind. I'm like, why wouldn't there be a Bigfoot in Hawaii? I mean, when you go to China, it's the Yeren. It's a Bigfoot, but it's usually a smaller version. The Orang Pendek, which I believe is in the rainforest, the little version that they have. And then we
Adam
have
Davies was studying on
Nantinak, the hairy man in Alaska. So it's like they're all the same thing, but different categories, sizes, appearances, and it's just crazy to think about because it never ends. So I'm thinking if it were a Hawaiian Bigfoot, it'd probably be something like the Yeren. I don't think it would be very big. I don't think Hawaii has what kind of animals do they even really have there? I mean, is there enough there to support a large bipedal habitat of Sasquatch?
To cover the cover, definitely. Well, now after the fire, I'm not so sure, but there's a lot of cover. I mean, it's just stacked up.
There is 50,000 acres that have never been explored yet, though, that are there. There is a rainforest there that nobody's ever been in, and they're trying to get approval to go. So as of yet, I guess I should say there's no sightings in Hawaii.
Yeah. On that Orang Pendek, we're going to have Adam Davies on coming up here soon.
Oh, he's the man.
He's a little busy, but he went over there to Sumatra. Sumatra? Yep. Is it Sumatra, right?
Yep. It's I think they're all kind of on the same category because that's that's kind of like what would that be? I can't think of it right off. Like the Indonesia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That whole area kind of would probably have that same thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But no, did you know Adam Davies moved out here?
Did he?
He's not out in England anymore. He's in Tennessee.
That's awesome.
He was on the confessionals. It was one of the funniest.
Yeah, he's on my Facebook. He's a good dude.
He was one of our original members on the
That is so cool.
Yeah. So I was thinking about doing a show that had all the guys that were before the 600, and I know most of them. I started that. Shit, I couldn't even tell you. But what was I going to say? Long week.
Don't you hate that? You get on a roll talking, and then it just goes out like the road caves in on you.
Yeah. It's getting worse too. I mean, as many head injuries as I've had, it's like not surprising. But what's this? Share your referral. Oh, with your audience and earn $25 for each successful referral. It's not what I thought it was. But
have you done any recent investigations, Scott?
Yeah.
We had one about 2 weeks ago. There was a lot of audible stuff, but it was really cold. So I don't think they move a whole lot in the real cold. I think 45 or 50 is probably optimum movement time for them. And it was just probably 20 normal temperature, and then the wind chill was probably less. But you don't know until you get out there to check,
Yeah. Makes sense.
But
Tuesday, we're going out there on Tuesday for a new one.
Good. Oh yeah, there you go.
It's going to be like 65 on Tuesday, so that is going to be perfect, and that's going to be at like 9:30 when we're actually going to do the investigation. So we're going to go live for a portion of that. Nice.
California, then going up to LA. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, I was stationed out there in Northern California.
Oh, no kidding.
But I was at Travis.
Oh, you were at Travis?
Yep.
I haven't heard that in a while. I had a buddy there, but I'm not even sure where he's at now. But
probably still at Travis.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Well, that was
We had a nickname for it. Nobody ever left Travis. It was really hard to get orders to leave, so we would just call it Elka Travis because nobody's leaving.
Well, the only reason I remember that is because his name was Travis.
That helps.
His name's Travis, and he's a Travis base. But anyway, so you anything new you've seen out there?
Not a whole lot new, like I said. I mean, it's getting kind of. I mean, it's kind of slow in the cold.
Yeah.
But now that spring's officially here, and mating season started, animals are getting going. Now's a good time to be out there because we're going to catch them right in the start of things. But you got to be extra careful. This is mating season. I mean, this is a way to get chased right out of the woods.
I was just going to ask you that question.
Yep.
It's so funny you say that. I'm like, I didn't even have to do that. Harrison, Michigan. Scott is the camera picture. Which one?
Yeah, I think he's trying to say that's where the trail cam picture was in Harrison, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
That's prime Squatch territory up there too. Like Harrison's in the middle of nowhere too.
Yeah.
He said it's a public hunting area. It might be run by the state.
See, we have a couple of those here, and those state game areas are perfect spots because you're only allowed to hunt there certain times a year. What's happening during the times of year when you can't?
Yeah.
The population's growing. So they're usually pretty rugged, quite a distance away from the city, so it's a perfect spot, really.
Yeah. Wow. You were saying something about
the same place where that camera snapped that pic was where they had their Bigfoot encounter. Him and his family were in a camper, and Bigfoot showed up.
Yeah, that's right. Do you think that they migrate?
I do. I think that there's two reasons they migrate, or two types of migration, I should say. Seasonal migration, because Lake Erie has a crap ton of migration towards Michigan, specifically Southeast Michigan, where I'm at. Lake Erie has a lot of really good and really large fish, including the invasive Asian carp.
Oh,
and that's a good 6 to 8 feet long.
Yeah,
on a medium size one. But think about it. How much family could you feed in one of those?
Even if it was a Sasquatch.
Exactly. We got the catfish. We have all of the different like mammals just at the state park out here alone. I mean, Michigan's got a lot of exclusive animals. I think that Sasquatch would have an interest in food chain wise. Yeah. So, and plus we have something called it's called a seiche. It's a certain wave where the coastline of Lake Erie gets pushed way out, and you could actually walk the sand where the water would normally be deep over your head. What happens at that time? Fish get stranded on the beach. Sasquatch doesn't have to fish anymore because the fish are free for the picking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that they know when this happens because let's go down and get a crap ton of these fish. We don't have to do a whole lot of work.
No.
And then I think sometimes they just want new areas to move to. They're getting run out of their old spots, and maybe they get banned from the clan, things like that.
Yeah, the caloric intake for one senior Bigfoot. Brain's just not working.
Dude, I totally get it.
Yeah, it sucks. Do the waves come in at an angle out there?
Sometimes, yeah. It really depends
Do they?
Yeah. Like one of the spots where we go to research in the summertime is kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's on the southern shore of Lake Erie. Especially, it's really close to the Toledo border. Yeah. And there's a lot of swamp and stuff out there too.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty bad out there.
It is.
But what are you going to do if you're trying to get out of people's house? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, it's been a long week.
Dude, I get it. Don't worry about it.
Just like
the brain goes to oatmeal sometimes. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's about cream and wheat right now.
That actually sounds pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I bought some.
A Bigfoot.
What do you think about
he
migration?
does travel around a lot, and his diet, he eats all kinds of different things, don't he, Scott?
Yeah.
Oh, for
Clam,
sure. I mean,
oyster.
Look at the Alaskan
fish,
ones. The Alaskan
deer.
Sasquatches are upwards of 15 feet tall.
Yeah.
But why is that? But look how protein heavy Alaska is. We have the elk, the moose. I mean, every animal out there, even have the bears, man. I mean, every animal out there is just horrendously massive. But at the same time, the aggression level among the Sasquatch out there, though, that's why Alaska is highly advised not to go looking for Bigfoot in, because people have gone missing going and looking for Sasquatch in Alaska because it's such a wild, untamed place, man. I mean, if they're gonna rip the head off a moose, a human's just gonna be a snack.
Yeah.
So the more protein heavy the environment is, the bigger the Sasquatch is gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's why
that makes sense. They're bigger in Alaska because of the cold and all that, more protein.
And they got to be more rugged and full of grit because it's just a harsh climate anyway.
And then you gotta what was it? It's getting bad. Larry, what do you were saying something? What about the migration? You think so?
Oh, yes, I believe they migrate.
Yeah.
I think some of them you might see more of them in the spring than other places. They'll see more of them in the fall. So they migrate from area to area. I think they're smart enough. They're not going to deplete food source. They're going to move on to another area and rely on that food source.
Yeah.
And you got to look at the directions they tend to head. There tends to be groups of Sasquatch that move east to west, and there tends to be groups that move north to south. Yeah. So why would you go north to south, then go south back to north again? South had nothing to offer. You already have a familiar place back home, so you would migrate back.
Going back north.
Good point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was that, Larry?
It's if there's no food south, they're either going they're going to come back north where they know there's food.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And it makes you wonder, though, why would they go that way? Why would a Sasquatch head west? What does the west have to offer? I think once we learn all of that, we can really learn a lot more about the reasons for them migrating. Like, we know they do, but why at this point?
Yeah. But like
other than the obvious reasons.
Yeah. It's crazy. But I guess David's gone, so anyways, Larry, what have you been up to? You been out there looking?
A lot. Just getting ready for mowing season. I got my mower all ready and got the church's mower all serviced and ready. And this time of year, I'll start getting busy working on engines and stuff for people on mower engines, servicing them. I don't do a lot of it, but mostly family and friends. But I do the churches.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Not at all.
No. Been walking in the woods about 3 or 4 times a week, trying to find some mushrooms. They should be coming up soon.
I was looking at Phil Covels. He's like, oh look, there's a cute mushroom. It's a psychedelic mushroom. It's like, hey.
I don't know if you have morels in California, but I know there's some in Michigan.
Yeah.
We are
wild
known for morels
that are edible.
Yeah.
We are known for them out here. I'm not even a fan of mushrooms, really. But if you deep fry them bad boys, they're really good. Not even going to lie.
I'm not a mushroom guy. I cannot do that.
Like I said, I'm not either, but like a deep fried one with cream cheese or something in the middle, that completely changes the ball game a little bit,
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Jeez. All right.
You got
Should
the
we wrap
hen and
this
the
up?
rooster one too.
Yeah, man. We'll wrap it up because I know
there you go.
you're half asleep too.
Yeah.
Your brain's gone to mush. I can tell.
It's gone. It's gone.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Scott, for having you on.
No problem, man.
Tell them about your urban Bigfoot and where they can find it and get one of those shirts.
Absolutely.
Or sweatshirts.
Absolutely. This is one of the prototypes. We're just ironing it on right now, pretty much using the heat press. So I'm just getting some ideas going. So you can find me at Urban Bigfoot on Facebook. It's just an awesome group. It's public.
Yeah.
Feel free to join it. Please don't bring any BS or don't bother coming at all. But it's a safe place for you to tell your story, share your theories. I like to make people think. So, come on by. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of times we go live on investigations too. So you might see some stuff going on that we don't.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. It's like, shit, I don't even know.
The last investigation you was on, the live one, I was in the chat and I was talking to your buddy that was with you.
Yep. That's the other half of Urban Bigfoot right there.
Soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you want to bring us both on, because that's what he was talking about. Because you saw us live. Yep. You want to we can have him on too, for sure.
David? Or are you talking? Who are you talking about bringing on?
Jake,
the
my
guy
buddy.
that goes with Scott.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The other half of my research.
He does the filming, doesn't he? Yeah,
yeah,
wow. Yeah. We do two things. I usually take point, and I'll go live from that standpoint. He's behind me, and he'll go live, so we have two different perspectives.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he attracts a different crowd when he goes live, but it's still on the Urban Bigfoot page, so it doubles the traffic too.
Jeez. Sounds cool.
You guys were in the woods, but you could see the lights from a city or something.
Yep. That's what's crazy to think about. Well, it's near a runway, so you're probably seeing the runway lights.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
Airport.
Yeah. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
Bigfoot's documented sighted in suburban areas all the time anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, man.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott, again. Appreciate it. Thanks, Larry.
Not a problem, man.
We are off to bed.
Daniel, I hope you get to feeling better.
All right, guys.
The weekend's upon you, so get some rest.
Yeah. I'm messing with this sinus thing all week, so.
That'll do it every time.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll cut it out.
All right, man. I'll keep you posted on stuff.
I'll see you again, Scott.
Yes.
All right.
Be safe out there, brother.
Good night. You too.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Appreciate David being in the chat and asking questions. That's pretty cool. All right. Have a good night and weekend. Thanks.
Well, Daniel,